Good day, Tamers. As you can see, the ban list has dropped. A little bit later than I thought it would. To be fair, I thought it was going to be like the 10 o'clock drop-ish time, but you know, half 11 o'clock it was. We came out. This list is probably like the biggest list we've ever had. It's doing a lot to sort of like slow down certain decks. It's doing a lot to make things less engine-based, which is really good. I think that's something that Digimon doesn't like. It doesn't like engines. It likes having decks that are good into their normal lines, but engines are no-nos, kind of. You'll see why in a second we get there. I made a joke that I wanted Imon to come back at level 4, 2-4 today, and we got things coming back. It wasn't Imon though, but yeah, I think you'll still like it, especially if you're a degenerate. So, we have, in the Digimon card game, your deck can include up to four of those things, the same card name and number in official tournaments. However, some cards are banned or restricted, limiting the number of these copies you can play. Banned cards can't be included in decks. So far, the only banned card is still Mega Fusion Digimon. Restricted cards are at 1, which you already know about, and let's start. So, with the number 1 list today, starting here, we have going in for us in the English meta, release date of BT14, Gavmon from ST6. But essentially, it's just when attacking, trigger, draw 1, and then trash 1 card. The idea of this is a once per turn, and that's why Bandai have been like, no, this is too powerful now, after all this time. Digimon with effects that can attack in succession are able to send targeted cards to the trash at a faster rate than expected, because we didn't put a once per turn on this thing. And the output of effects can take advantage of the trash, and the stability of the deck is higher than expected. Due to the inherited effects of this card to exchange hands multiple times in one turn, in addition to the above, this card is level 3 and can evolve to a Gabmon X antibody at 0 cost. So the timing of the inherited effect is highly flexible, which narrows down the range of design for effective effects and affecting utilizing trash. For the above reasons, we've decided to restrict this card to 1 per deck. Perfectly fine, it makes sense, especially if there's a lot of decks currently, which there is, that likes putting things in the trash. Having an engine like this is pretty bad for, competitive play. So, Gabmon from BT2. Again, draw 2, trash 1 on deletion. Fairly good in a deck like this where it just wants to explode itself, it just wants to trash full of cards, sometimes doesn't even care what the cards are, just having a full trash. And it is a very versatile amongst the hand exchange due to its ability to send targeted cards to the trash while increasing the number of cards in your hand with the inherited effect. In addition, since it has the effect of a level 3 resource, it can perform this very early on. Again, same with last one, we can go to X antibody. And as a result, it is very powerful. There is no other methods that we can decide to limit this card. For the above reasons, we decided to restrict this card to 1. Again, same reasons as before. That, it can evolve into another level 3 for 0 cost and can swing out. Oh no, I got my effect of on Digivolving. Oh no, I got my effect of the on deletion. Look at all this card advantage, and you're stuck at the 4 cards left in your hand, or whatever it is. Geogramon. Now, if you aren't new here and you've seen this a few times before, you've probably seen the shorts of it. I've been expecting this to go to 1 for as long as we've had it basically available or known about it. It's generically too good because it will put any red or yellow tamer from your security onto the board. There's a lot of decks that can use this effectively. Obviously, it's very good at its own archetype. Things like Master Mode, we're looking at this for Miri. Obviously, she's a yellow-purple tamer. Get her onto the field because she's, very expensive and there's no way to cheat her out onto the field currently. If Masty ever gets a deck where they do something like this, I can expect maybe a Gatomon in the future that will hey, look for mirroring your security player for free. That's neither here nor there. But at the same time, this little boy here, when using a Geogramon deck, Marcus Damon becomes central to the play, and the card was introduced with a card similar to BT12 Geogramon, which I believe is the one that lets you play a tamer if you don't have it on the field from your hand. However, because it can play a tamer from the area other than the hand, the speed and the accessibility of playing Marcus Damon cards was greater than predicted. Also, it's, I think, unlike the Geogramon from BT12, which is like you can't have anything on the field already, it's just lets you play another card for free on the field. Marcus Damon, which is greater than the predicted, leading to a greater precision of one-shot wins with Gremlin decks. Because this card is a vaccine type, yellow vaccine decks also allow Tamers to be played at speed greater than predicted. So when BT14 Patamon, which is the Patamon from next set, is included in addition at level 4 and higher, an effect allowing the players from the security stack instead of from the hand, and because the effect specifies yellow or red Tamers, The card design is limited to decks that use red or limited. I wouldn't say limited. I'd say specifically enhances those decks. For the above reasons, we've decided to restrict this card to 1. And again, I know it costs 3 to evolve into, but being able to play like a 4 or 5 cost for free from a free cost is just way too good. And I think we all should agree on that one. Mech Galga, I wasn't really sure if this card was like amazingly good. Obviously, it suspends. I wasn't too sure that the Mirage Galgamon decks would do so well. I'd have seen in like other regions that Mirage Galgamon's been like a very, very, very good deck. Europe, doesn't seem to be doing it as well. I don't know if it's just because there's more people playing Shine in comparison, or other decks in comparison, and America's just playing blue, because blue seems to be very American. Come on, guys. Red, white, and blue. You gotta play the other 2 colors too. When using Mirage Galgamon decks, pairing this card's inherited effect with the inherited effect of such as like EX4 Galgamon or the EX4 Galgamon, which, to be fair, it's specifically meant to be in that stack, allows a faster division to level 6 than predicted. As a result, the interfering with opponents' moves using the BT11 Mirage Galgamon was faster than other Mech Galgamon cards. In addition, the condition for the unsuspending effect in this card's inherited effects are loser, then looser than other. I don't know what it's meant to be. Than other Mecha Galgamon cards, since it activates when attacking, allowing for greater attack compatibilities, which is true. As a result of these 2 factors, other Mecha Galgamon cards fall by the wayside, and Mirage Galgamon decks have greater stability than predicted. For the above reasons, we've decided to restrict this card to once per deck. To be fair, yeah, it's very good, but I don't like the fact that this is the reason why, when you'll see in a second, why we've just unsuspended another card from the restricted list. Eyes on Scatter Mode. It has long been an effective card in decks that utilize trashing and has the ability to exchange a very large number of cards for a level 4. It has greatly reduced the usage rate of other cards with hand change effects. In addition, the effect is so powerful that decks designed that utilize the trash must be based on this card. For the reason above, we have decided to restrict this card to 1. Now, I understand, like, you know, it's very strong, so we've been using it over cards. But the issue you've got is you made a very strong card early and you've made worse cards since. So it's not necessarily the card's fault. It's the fact that you've either decided that actually we made a mistake too early and we should have restricted this card when we restricted Eismon, or the situation is we've made worse cards intentionally because we don't like purple, which, if you look at everything we have, I'm pretty sure there's more purple cards in the ban list than there's anything else, because purple is a very weird colour that you can't seem to make a good deck around without having to ban half the cards in it. Where it seems like all the engine cards. That's what I mean by. I just want my inbound back. This is something I wasn't expecting today. Restricted cards have now been gone back to full. And that is Save Your Hookmon. When attacking, once per turn, if you have a system in play, you can unsuspend this Digimon. Bad word. When Digivolving, throw a system on the ground and tell her that she's a good girl. Like, this is more easy to pull off than like this one, because your opponent needs to have 8 cards in hand or more. I know you kind of do that thing with this, but you're setting yourself up with this card. How is this card any harder to do than this card? Now, I understand that the whole thing with the blue deck itself is you're bouncing things constantly, and the idea is that you're constantly giving your opponent hand advantage by reducing their cards on the field. This deck just throws down Systemons like it's a goddamn hobby. Like, you know, does it need to be banned or restricted to 1 at a time? I don't think it did personally, and I'm happy that it's come off the list. I just don't think saying XYZ, this card is bad because of this reason, and then the ZYX, this card's not as bad because of this reason, when technically it's easier to do this part than it is the other part. If your opponent's just throwing cards down constantly so their hand's never got 8 cards in, like, your opponent doesn't get to play that game. Whereas Save Your Hookmon just goes like, yeah, every time I attack, I like stuck for 17 Systemons, don't worry about it. But I'm happy that it's back. Just, I don't like the reasons to one. Also, if this one's back, where the hell is my Dodo Greymon? Give it back to me. In past game environments, when this card was well used, its effect for the BT6 Jesmon's effect that played Systemon cards were very powerful, and when the unsuspending effect of this card's inherited effect was paired with BT6 Jesmon's piercing, security attacks could be rapidly worn down without being affected by defensive strategies, such as blocker. However, we've determined that decks that can counter these strategies have increased in recent game environments. Therefore, we've changed the cards from restricted to unrestricted. I don't know what decks these are. I know as a rule, Saviour's kind of, well, Jesmon's kind of a squishy card. And that's why we don't really mind so much. But I'm pretty sure with the new Jesmon, everything else that's going around, you can make him like a 20-something K beat stick and just goes, yeah, I'll swing twice. And Chimera's still a card. Did we forget Chimera's still a card? I'm pretty sure you can still OTK with this deck. So let's see. You can do... Can you do OTK? I'm trying to think now. You can definitely do 5 hits. Maybe 6 hits if you have a system on currently available on the field from the turn before. So yeah, I still think you can turn free this deck fairly simply, and I look forward to this going back on this very quickly when they realise, oh, this does a lot of naughty things. This bad word. Why is he coming back? He didn't get worse. He got a lot better. More cards say, hey, look, your opponent gets stunned or can't play the game if they've got less swords than I have. Why is he coming back off the list? He's a naughty boy. Don't bring him off. Tommy Himmy. In past game environments, when this card was widely used and made a unplayable format, unless you're playing yellow or blue hybrid, this card's unplay effect was a factor that allowed decks that used hybrid cards as the main card to immediately attack more easily than predicted, and more effectively than decks that required multiple standard Digivolutions, creating an imbalance. That hasn't changed. That's still going on with red hybrid. Even among hybrid decks, effects in blue hybrid decks that prevent attacking and blocking were particularly strong, and this has led to a heavy burden on other decks. That still hasn't changed. Still locking things down is still a thing. However, in recent game environments, there have been an increase in cards that counter Digivolution card removals and can counter effects that prevent attacking and blocking. Therefore, we have decided to change this card from restricted to unrestricted. Bitch, I don't know why. This card's very strong. This card will not ever be not strong. This card just basically says, go fuck yourself. And will forever say, go fuck yourself. You know I don't swear very often on this channel. This douchebag, Puta, he's very bad. I don't like him. He can definitely go fall off a cliff. Unrestricting this is going to bring back blue hybrid. It's going to do some stupid things. It's probably going to be paired with like Guru decks. And it's just going to be absolutely horrible to play into and against. And you're going to have another format where like blue hybrid is the best deck in the room because it didn't get weaker. It's had no new support besides I think the Lana and the whatever the other one stuff is. But I don't see where these cards are bad. Like, honestly. I foresee blue hybrid coming back and just being an absolute terror again. But Bandai thinks Tommy Himmy's back at full power. So I look forward to lots of non-games so people aren't playing blue hybrid. So, we're going to take away from this that purple engine is bad because purple is a colour they can't seem to fix properly without making it either too overpowering or too weak. Geogram on BT13, too powerful. I think we can agree on that. Tommy Himmy apparently has been a very good boy for last year and, you know, good behaviour has been let off the list. Same with Saviour. Saviour has now come back off the list because he's also been a good boy. And Mac Galgamon has been very powerful in America, but nowhere else, it seems. So we need to slap him on the wrist too. All in all, the list is better than I thought it was going to be in terms of like quantity. And I'm interested in the fact that we actually are looking at taking things off the list. I just think that you can't give the same reason to ban something or limit something and then take something off the list that had the same reasoning when put on the list. But we shall see. But yeah, Tamers, have a great day and we'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Have fun.